Hello everyone. So today we are here with very important thing, that is the sample paper. Now your half yearly exams are coming, so definitely you need a sample paper to solve so that you can check yourself. So here we have put a sample paper. I have put the link for the same paper in the description box. You can do it in 3 hours and then you can check with the solutions as well. I'll be giving you the detailed solution for each and every question. Now this paper is exactly on the board pattern. That is a very important thing. I will just read out in brief the general instruction and we will start with the solution. So लिंक भी आपके पास है, आप उसको ओपन करिए, पेपर को करिए और उसके बाद फिर आप सॉल्यूशंस चेक कर सकते हैं. राइट, सो दैट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग फॉर यू टू प्रैक्टिस फॉर योर हाफ ईयरली एग्जाम्स. हमने इसमें जो यूनिट्स कवर किए हैं वो कवर किए हैं हमने. यूनिट 1 दैट इज न्यूमेरिकल एप्लीकेशंस, यूनिट 2 दैट इज अलजेब्रा, यूनिट 3 दैट्स कैलकुलस, and probability also a bit, right? Not in detail probability because most of the schools give probability as well. So इसलिए हमने 4 units cover किए हैं, but mostly we have focused on the first 3 units especially, right? And for the last one, most I have given Bernoulli's trial, that is binomial theorem only. Okay, binomial distribution. So now let's read out the general instructions for you. So it has 20 marks, 1 markers, and that is section A, in which 18 will be MCQs and 2 questions will be for assertion reason. Each will be 1 mark. Then in section B, we have 5 very short answers, which is going to be of 2 marks each. Then in section C, we are going to have 6 short answer questions, which are going to be of 3 marks each. Section D will comprise of 4 long answers type questions, each carrying 5 marks, and section E will have 3 case studies. Right? Internal choice is given in 2 questions of section B, 3 questions of section C, and 1 question of section D. And it is as per the board everything. So don't worry for that. So you will have a good practice and it will bring your confidence, right? So now let's start with the solution for the first question. Now, if the present time is 8:40 p.m., then the time after 8:76, 1 by 2 hours will be how much? Now, the point here is this is a question from the first unit and we have to use congruence modulo or modulo here. Now, 8:76 and a half hours के बाद कितना time होगा? That is what we have to check. So, we will be simply checking 876 mod 24. So, we have to simply divide 876 with 24. Why 24? Because there are 24 hours in a day. So we are going to divide it with 24 and get the answer. So if I divide it with this, what is the remainder that I am getting? I am getting the remainder as 12. राइट, सो इसका मतलब अभी 8:40 PM हुआ है. तो अगर हमने 876 को 24 24 24 24 किया तो 12 रिमाइंडर आता है. रिमाइंडर मीन्स वी विल बी adding 12 hours to 8:40 PM. So what will I get? 8:40 AM. Now, what about the half an hour? See, it is 876 half, right? It is 876.5. Now we will add 30 minutes to more to it. So if I add 30 minutes more to it, what will I get? 9:10 a.m. So that's your final correct answer. So your correct option is B, 9:10 a.m. It hardly takes a minute, students. So it's very important to do all these type of questions. They are very important for exams. Now, two athletes, Vijay and Samuel, finish 100-meter race in 12 seconds and 16 seconds respectively. By how many meters does Vijay defeat Samuel? Now, if you see here, who is running faster? Can you tell me Vijay or Samuel? Of course, Vijay is running faster because he's completing the race in 12 seconds. तो कितना जल्दी उसने complete किया? 4 seconds से complete किया. So Vijay ran faster. If I simply write by 4 seconds, correct? 4 seconds Samuel ने ज़्यादा लिया है. So he has defeated Samuel by how many meters? 100 upon 16 into 4. अगर उसने 16 seconds में 100 meters cover किया है, so basically we are finding the distance covered by Samuel in 4 seconds, right? So 100 by 16 into 4. So now if I get 4 and here we get 25, right? तो इसका मतलब the answer will be what? 25. 25 मीटर से विजय ने डिफीट किया सैम्यूल को, बिकॉज द पॉइंट हियर इज कि उसने उसको 25 मीटर से डिफीट कर दिया, राइट? Clear? Because we have founded the distance which he has covered in 4 सेकेंड्स। सो इसलिए वो डिस्टेंस हम काउंट करेंगे. सो बाय हाउ मेनी मीटर्स डज विजय डिफीट सैमुअल? 25 meters. Now let's move on to the next. Now if A is a square matrix of order 3 and the determinant value of A is minus 2, we have to find the determinant value of adjoint of A. Now it's again a very simple question which is based on property. If you just see, MCQs are important because they should not take much time, but conceptually you have to be very strong, students. So what is the property of the determinants and all? Determinant value of adjoint of A is equal to determinant value of A raised to n minus 1, where n is the order of the matrix. So determinant value of A is minus 2 given to you, and what's the order given to you? 3. So 3 minus 1. So you get the answer minus 2 raised to 2, which is going to be 4. So that is option D, right? So it's totally property based, right? Now if two square matrix A and B are such that determinant value of AB is 12 and the determinant value of B is minus 4, you have to find the determinant of A. You have to find what? Determinant of A. Now again here what we are going to use, again a property. What's the property? That is determinant of AB is determinant of A into determinant of B. So what will you get the answer? 12 is equal to minus 4 into determinant of A. So what's the determinant of A? Determinant of A is minus 3, right? So this is how do we solve. So this is again a C option, that is minus 3, right? So you have to be just clear with the concepts, it will not take much time, right? Now let's move on to the next. Now x congruence modulo 3 will give you minus 4, and what is the solution for x? Now here we have to find the solution for x. Now see, options को आप hit and try से भी कर सकते हो, because it's an MCQ, no steps are required for you. So you have to just check कि हम किसको divide करें 3 से कि हमें minus 4 remainder आए. Correct? So that's a simple thing that you have to go for. So basically if I say x plus 4 आपके पास है कोई number and you are dividing it by 3 basically. Okay? If I just take an example. So you have to divide it by 3. So it should be fully divisible. Correct? Now x plus 4 divided by 3. That is what you are getting. So therefore, what can be the x? If you put minus 2 plus 4, that will not be divisible by 3. 12 plus 4, that will not be divisible by 3. 19 plus 4, that will not be divisible by 3. But if I put 35 plus 4, that's 39, then it will be divisible by 3. So therefore, x is equal to 35 satisfies it. So this is a very logical question that I have put it here, right? So the correct option is D. Now let's move on to the sixth. Now skew symmetric matrix is given to you and you have to find the value of 2A plus B plus C minus 3D. Now what is skew symmetric matrix first of all? Skew symmetric matrix hota kya hai? Now skew symmetric matrix is a matrix, yes, tell me. Yes, where A is transpose is equal to what? माइनस ए. करेक्ट, बिल्कुल सही. ए ट्रांसपोज इज इक्वल टू माइनस ए, ये कंडीशन होती है. और क्या कंडीशन होती है उसमें? उसमें और हमारे पास ये कंडीशंस होती हैं कि हमारे पास जो टर्म्स हैं वो कैसे इक्वल होंगे आपस में. यस, एनीवन? ए आई जे किसके इक्वल होता है? माइनस ए जे आई. वेरी गुड. Aij is equal to minus Aj I. So now this is a skew symmetric matrix. Correct? So if it is given you that it is skew symmetric, then what's the condition given to you? So now we have to find these values. Now let's move on with that. So now here we have A, B minus 5, C, D 0, 5, 0, 0. Now this is what you have got the condition. Now here ये कंडीशन अगर हमारे पास सेटिस्फाई होती है, एक और चीज़ गिवन होती है कि डायगोनल एलिमेंट्स विल बी व्हाट? 0. अगर डायगोनल एलिमेंट 0 होने हैं तो यहाँ पे कौन से दो नंबर्स की आपको वैल्यू ऑलरेडी पता है? यू नो द वैल्यूज ऑफ ए एंड डी, दैट दे विल बी 0 बिकॉज डायगोनल एलिमेंट्स आर ऑलवेज 0 इन स्क्यू सिमेट्रिक मैट्रिक्स. नाउ बी और सी में क्या रिलेशन होगा? C will be equal to minus B, or you can say B will be equal to minus C. So A और D तो 0 हो गए. So if I take the value of 2A plus B plus C minus 3D. Okay. Now 2A 0, B, C is minus B and D is also 0. So what's your final answer? 0. Right? So very simple question just based on the property what is skew symmetric matrix. Correct? So aij is equal to minus aji, and the diagonal elements are always 0 in a skew symmetric matrix. So you get the answer directly. Now let's move on to the next. An insurance company has found 50% of its claims are for damages resulting from accidents, and find the random probability for a random sample of 10 claims will contain fewer than 2 claims. तो आपके पास जो टोटल क्लेम्स है दैट इज योर एन, इट्स अ केस ऑफ बायनोमियल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, सो एन इज 10 and fewer than 2 claims. So 10 claims है, fewer than 2 means you have to take the value of r as 0 1. What? 0 and 1, fewer than 2. Equal to 2 भी नहीं है, तो हमें r के जो वैल्यूज चाहिए वो क्या चाहिए? Only 0 and 1. And 50% of the claims are for damages. So your probability of success and failure both will become what? 1 by 2. 50%, that's 1 by 2 simply. So आपके पास सारी values है and you have to solve it now. So p for x less than 2 is p of x is equal to 0 and p of x is equal to 1. Now, what's the formula for binomial distribution, students? So, for the binomial distribution, the formula is NCR p raised to r q raised to n minus r. So, that's the formula for px is equal to r. Binomial distribution का ये formula है. Let's put these values there. So, 10 is n, r is 0 in this case, 1 by 2 raised to 0, 1 by 2 raised to 10, plus 10c1, 1 by 2 raised to 1, 1 by 2 raised to 9. So 1 by 2 raised to 10 is common. Let's take it. Now, what is 10c0? 10c0 is simply what? 1. What is 10c1? That's 10. So what's your answer? 11 upon 1024. I hope you all are getting your answers correct, right? Correct. So 11 by 1024. Now, what's the sum of the order and degree of the differential equation? That's the next question. That is eighth question. It's based on differential equation, and now we have to find the sum of the order and degree. Now, देखिए इसमें d square y by dx square is the fourth root. Okay. So let's write it in the powers to make it more clearer to few of you. So 1 by 4. So now here what is d3 dy by dx? 1 by 2. Now we have to remove the fractions, right? So we will make it 4, right? So both sides we will multiply the power with 4, right? So what do we get? 1. Here what do we get? Square. So what's your question now? D square y by dx square is equal to 3 dy by dx raised to whole square, right? 3 का भी square हो जाएगा. Now here we are concerned with the order and the degree. So what's the order? Order is 2, correct. Degree is 1. So what's the answer? You have to find the sum. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So that's your answer. That is the sum of order and degree is 3. So that is what we have to go through. So these are very simple questions. If you check here, it's not tough. But if you don't know the properties properly, you face the problem and take more time. See, time is also again one of the things. For I would say for MCQs, you should take for 20 MCQs 30 to 40 minutes. That's it. It's more than enough, right? Now let's move on to the next. What will be the last two digits of the product? 4895 and 6789. So what will be the last two digits? Okay, now how do you do this question? जब last two digits बोला गया है तो unit place और tens place तो हैं आपके पास. तो जब last two digits बोला गया है, so we are going to divide it by 100 and check our answer. 100 से डिवाइड करने के बाद जो आंसर आएगा, जो रिमाइंडर्स हमारे पास आएंगे, दैट विल गिव अस द आंसर. सो हमारे पास जो प्रॉपर्टी होती है वो क्या होती है कि अगर हम ए क्रॉस बी मॉड निकाल रहे हैं, सो वी कैन फाइंड द इंडिविजुअल मॉड्स एंड देन मल्टीप्लाई देम ऑल्सो. करेक्ट. दिस इज व्हाट वी कैन डू इंडिविजुअली. वी डोंट हैव टू मल्टीप्लाई द नंबर्स. फिर तो आप निकाल लेंगे, इट विल टेक लॉट ऑफ टाइम 4 डिजिट मल्टीप्लिकेशन करने में. सो 4895 को अगर हम 100 से डिवाइड करते हैं, 95 आएगा. It's again a big number. Is there anything else that I can write in place of 95? Yes. Minus 5. Correct. This is important. Here congruence modulo comes a lot into picture because this gives you a clear and a very short method. Same way 6, 7, 8, 9 का अगर हम निकालें mod 100 के साथ. See, steps are not important, so I'm just writing it directly. Otherwise, 4895, congruence modulo A mod B 100, and this is how you have to write everything. Okay, now it becomes 89, or what do we say, minus 11. Now according to the above property, what we have to do, we will multiply both individually. So minus 5 into minus 11, जो भी हमारे individual remainders आए ना उनको multiply कर दीजिए. We get the answer 55. So that will be the final answer. अगर हम 95 और 89 को मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे स्टूडेंट्स, अगेन इट वी विल हैव टू डू मैनुअल कैलकुलेशंस, और फिर से जो आंसर आएगा आप उसको फिर से 100 से डिवाइड कर दीजिए. कीप ऑन डूइंग इट unless you get a number less than 100. That's a simple trick for these questions. These are very important questions for competitive exams as well. Now let's move on to the next. What will be the remainder when 987 plus 876 plus 765 plus 654 is divided by 6. Now again we will use the property of the modulo कि अगर हमारे पास a plus b mod है, correct? So we can simply find the individual mods, remainders I mean, and add them. और फिर से अगर आंसर हमारा n से बड़ा आएगा, अगेन वी विल डिवाइड. ओके, नाउ 987 को आपको 6 से डिवाइड करना है. इट मीन्स दैट, सो 987 को इफ आई डिवाइड बाय 6, व्हाट विल आई गेट? यस, 987 को 6 से डिवाइड करना है. सो 9 38 27, so we get 3 as a remainder. Okay, so that is our remainder. नाउ 876 को अगर हमने 6 से डिवाइड किया तो क्या आएगा, देखिए. अगेन यू डिवाइड 8, so 27 again, and then 36, we were getting the remainder 0. Okay, now remainders are important. 765 को करिए डिवाइड. yes, divided by 6, right? So 7 को डिवाइड किया तो 1 आएगा, 16 हो गया, then 45 हो गया, so you get the remainder again as 3. 654 को करिए अभी डिवाइड. सो व्हाट विल बी, 6 को डिवाइड किया अगेन 0, 554 को गया अगेन 0, सो यू गेट द रिमाइंडर 0. नाउ वी ऐड ऑल दिस, 3 प्लस 0 प्लस 3 प्लस 0, so what do you get? 6. And again if we divide 6 by 6, what will you get the remainder? 6 divided by 6 is what? Right, remainder is 0. What is your remainder? 0. वो रिमाइंडर पूछ रहा है तो हम रिमाइंडर ही निकालेंगे ना. 6 divided by 6 is 1, बट रिमाइंडर क्या है? 0. सो दैट इज अवर आंसर. सो व्हाट विल बी द रिमाइंडर व्हेन द सम, तो कितने भी नंबर्स दिए गए हों, इट्स वेरी सिंपल टू डू इट. नो नीड टू ऐड ऑल एंड देन डिवाइड. यू कैन डू दैट ऑल्सो. दैट मैथड you can always apply, because हमें fast calculations करना है. that is why we are using mod here, क्योंकि ये तो MCQs हैं अभी, आप डायरेक्ट भी कर सकते हैं. okay, now the differential equation of the family of parabolas having their vertices at origin and axis along positive direction of y-axis is. Now here this is the question from the formation of differential equations. So formation of differential equations, for उसके लिए आपको parabola का equation आना चाहिए. तो what is the equation of parabola जब vertex origin पे है and axis is along positive direction of y-axis. So positive direction of y-axis का मतलब it will be like this, right? So what is the जनरल इक्वेशन, जो हमारा स्टैंडर्ड इक्वेशन होता है वो क्या होता है? एक्स स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू 4ay. Now how many arbitrary constants are there? This parabola will change according to what? This parabola will change according to the a, that is the focus. So only one parameter is there, so we will differentiate it only once. So now let's differentiate this equation. X square is equal to 4ay, so 2x, we are differentiating with respect to x. 4a dy by dx. Now, the differential equation that we get, it should be independent of arbitrary constant. It should not contain arbitrary constant. That's very important point here. So we have to remove this a. हम इसको दोबारा differentiate नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि जितने constants होते हैं हम सिर्फ उतनी ही बार differentiate करते हैं. ये बात आपको बहुत अच्छे से समझ में आनी चाहिए. Now how will you find the value of 4a? So this value of 4a we can find from the equation of parabola. So what will be the value of 4a? X square upon y. Now let's put this value here. So what's the answer? X square dy by dx is equal to 2xy. So that is our first option correct. A option is correct. So that is what we have here. So first thing is you should know the equation of all four parabolas, because any equation they can give you, and these are very simple to differentiate. Full marks मिलता है. Now if x is log t plus 1 and y is t square plus 5, then d square y by dx square का क्या value है? So again we have to find d square y by dx square. First it's a question of parametric, right? So first what we will find? First we will find dx by dt. So what will be dx by dt? Log t का differentiation 1 upon t. 1 का differentiation 0. What will be dy by dt? 2t. 5 का differentiation 0. Now first we will find dy by dx using these two. So we will find dy by dx. So for dy by dx we will divide both first. So we get here 2t upon 1 by t, which gives you 2t square. So this is dy by dx. Now the next step is very important here. Now here you have to find d square y by dx square. So we will have to find the second order derivative, right? So let's do it. So d square y by dx square is d by dx of 2t square. Now we will have to use the concept of implicit function also. वेरिएबल t है और हम डिफरेंशिएट कर रहे हैं विद रिस्पेक्ट टू x. वी आर डिफरेंशिएटिंग विद रिस्पेक्ट टू x. तो अगर हम x के रिस्पेक्ट में डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे पॉसिबल नहीं है, तो हमें dt तो लाना पड़ेगा. सो व्हाट्स द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ implicit function? So we will say dt 2t square and we will multiply and divide dt by dx. This is the concept of implicit function. So what's the answer? 4t. And what is dt by dx? It is nothing but the reciprocal of this. So 1 upon t का reciprocal कितना होता है? t. So what's the answer? 4t square. This is a very very important question students. इसको mark कर लीजिए अच्छे से. How do we do this last step? Implicit function का concept भी parametric में use हो रहा है. Because your dy by dx is a function of t, but you have to differentiate it with respect to x because we have to find d square y by dx square. तो इसलिए dt by dx भी आएगा. And this is the point where students miss it. ठीक है, MCQs है, half mark भी नहीं मिल सकता है. If you get wrong, it will be full 1 mark which you are getting wrong. So please be clear with that. Okay, so you have to be very much clear with all this. Now the next is the function fx is equal to x minus 1 upon x is. So you have to identify out of the 4 what is it. So first we will find f dash x, and f dash x will be what? 1 minus 1 upon x square. So which is going to be 1 plus 1 upon x square. And this is always going to be greater than 0. Why? Because 1 is always fixed. 1 upon x square, it's a square of any number is always positive. So always it will be greater than 0, right? So being greater than 0 always, and this value can never be equal to 0 also. So being greater than 0 always, it will be always an increasing function. Therefore, it is strictly increasing. You don't have to find the intervals or anything. It will be always increasing. So it is strictly increasing, A option. Now the next is evaluate. So it is based on integration, and you see it is definite integral because the limits are from 0 to 1. Now x exponential x upon x plus 1 whole square. Now इसमें हम प्रॉपर्टी लगाएंगे. देखिए आप लोगों ने एक प्रॉपर्टी पढ़ा होगा एक्सपोनेंशियल x एफ एक्स प्लस एफ डैश एक्स, राइट, डी एक्स. अगर हमारे पास ये होता है तो इसका आंसर क्या होता है फाइनल? बट this, right? Now agar indefinite hai, so we put C, otherwise definite hai, we put the values. Now we are going to use this theorem, but ये तो हमें कुछ दिख नहीं रहा है, so we will change the given function to this form. How will you change that? 0 to 1, let's add and subtract 1 in the numerator, exponential x as it is, x plus 1 whole square. Now we will separate the denominator. Exponential x will remain as it is, so x plus 1 upon x plus 1 whole square minus 1 upon x plus 1 whole square dx. So now what will you get? 0 to 1 exponential x 1 upon x plus 1 minus 1 upon x plus 1 whole square. Now this has reduced to the same format of function, this property. So now fx is what? 1 upon x plus 1, and f dash x is what? Minus 1 upon x plus 1 whole square. So 1 upon x plus 1 is there. So now your answer is simply exponential x 1 upon x plus 1. And here you are going to put the limits now 0 to 1. So this is how do we solve these questions. You don't have to use the entire, use the properties. So now if I put 1, what will I get? E by 2. If I put 0, what will I get? Minus exponential 0 and 1 upon 1. So we get this. So what's your answer? E by 2 minus 1. Remember, any number raised to 0 is always 1. Don't make it 0. Okay? So your final answer is C, E by 2 minus 1. Now let's move on to the next. You have to find the solution set for the following inequality. And x is belonging to real numbers, right? So 1 by 2, 3 by 5x plus 4. Now let's open the bracket first, students. Okay, so what will you get here? 3 by 10x plus 2 is greater than equal to x by 3 minus 2. Okay, this is what we have. Now let's interchange the position. So what we get? 3x by 10 minus x by 3 greater than equal to minus 0. So we get 0 here, right? Now see here, this is a question of MCQ. Steps matter nahi karte. You can do it on your own if you know any shortcut also, right? So now 10 or 3 ka LCM 30. So what we get? 9x minus 10x is greater than equal to 0. So 9x, this was 4. Okay. So we get here plus 4. Minus 2 is minus 4. So it is greater than equal to minus 4. So what do we get here? 9x minus 10x, I'll write it directly, minus x is greater than equal to minus 120. Now here the important point is you cannot cut minus minus like this, that will be wrong, right? कभी भी माइनस से ना तो आपको मल्टीप्लाई करना है ना माइनस वन से डिवाइड करना है एंड इफ यू आर डूइंग सो यू विल हैव टू चेंज द इनइक्वालिटी साइन ओके सो माइनस यहाँ पे है चेंज स्वैप द साइड्स okay so what will you get 120 is greater than equal to x, right? So x ka value is less than equal to 120, not greater than. That's a very common error done by students. So x is less than equal to 120 और x किस पे defined है real numbers पे. So we will get all the values from in minus infinity to 120 and 120 में देखिए equal to sign भी है तो इसलिए square bracket आएगा और round bracket यहाँ पे आएगा. So your solution set is this, which is option B. Right, so this is how do we do these questions. Inequality का ध्यान रखिए, negative sign is very important to be taken into consideration. Now let's move on to the next 16th question. So from a container containing 50 liters of milk, 8 liters of milk was taken out and replaced by water. This process is repeated two more times. This process is repeated two more times. How much milk is now left in the container? So now let's do it. See here it is written this process is repeated two more times, so it's just by mistake, so don't go with this it's four times more. No, it's only two times more. Okay, just cut it. Now let's move it. There is a standard formula for this. If you all remember, x minus raised to n. Can you tell me what is x and y here if you have remembered all this? x is initial आपका कितना था और y है जो आप रिप्लेस करो. So इस केस में 50 liters of milk was initial, so x will be 50, y will be what? 8, because y होता है the replaced one, आप जो हटा रहे हैं और उसकी जगह डाल रहे हैं. So now what will you get here? You will get here the equation as 1 minus 8 upon 50. Now what will be the value of n? n will be 3, क्योंकि उन्होंने बोला है इट इज रिपीटेड टू मोर टाइम्स. तो एक बार पहले हुआ फिर दो बार और हुआ, सो इट विल बी बिकमिंग 3. So you have to simply solve this and get your answer. So how much money is now left in the container? Let's solve it. 21, 21, 21, 50, 50, 50. Okay, so this is what you have. 150 cancels out. So 25 minus 4 is 21. And what do we get here? 25, sorry. 25, 25, 25. So we get here 2. So 21 into 21 into 21 into 2 divided by 625. Let's solve this. So we get here On solving, simply 21 into 21, that is 441 into 42 upon 625. Let's do the long division. So we are getting 29.635. So that's this many liters has to be removed, right? So now that is what we have. So now sorry, we have okay. So now this is the answer. So 29.635. So that will be the answer, right? Okay, so by mistake I forgot to give you the options. Okay, so that's okay. In paper you have the options. So this is the correct answer, right? Now let's move on to the next. Now, what is the number of arbitrary constants in a particular solution of differential equation of order 3? So now here order 3 is there. So if particular solution की बात होती है, in particular solution we give a particular value to the variables. तो हमारे पास constants होते ही नहीं है. So always remember, whenever it's particular solution, it may be of any order, always the answer will be 0. राइट फॉर पर्टिकुलर सॉल्यूशंस. फॉर जनरल सॉल्यूशंस ऑर्डर के इक्वल ही आर्बिटरी कांस्टेंट्स होते हैं. बिकॉज अभी आपने देखा था, हमने क्वेश्चन किया था कि वी डिफरेंशिएटेड इट ओनली वंस इन केस ऑफ पैराबोला बिकॉज वन आर्बिटरी कांस्टेंट वाज देयर. तो जितना ऑर्डर होगा उतने कांस्टेंट्स रहे होंगे, राइट. बट पर्टिकुलर सॉल्यूशन के केस में देयर इज नो आर्बिटरी कांस्टेंट, राइट. सो द आंसर इज डी. Now, if A is 3 by 4 matrix such that A transpose B and B transpose A are both defined, when we have to find the order of B. Now, for defining the order of B, A transpose B, what will be the order of A transpose? 4 by 3. So 4 by 3 के लिए यहाँ पे क्या आना जरूरी है स्टूडेंट्स? As per the rule of multiplication, 3 has to be there. 4 आना compulsory नहीं है, but 3 has to be there. But that is 3 should be the number of rows in B. करेक्ट. सो बी मैट्रिक्स में 3 नंबर ऑफ रोज तो होना ही चाहिए. 3/n हो सकता है, करेक्ट. नाउ लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट. बी ट्रांसपोज ए भी डिफाइंड है. एन 3/n था, अभी क्या हो जाएगा ये? n/3, करेक्ट. नाउ ए क्या है हमारे पास? 3/4. तो ये दोनों तो हमारे हो गए. अभी हमें क्या चाहिए? व्हाट इज इम्पोर्टेंट हियर? हियर द इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग इज दैट बोथ आर डिफाइंड. तो अगर दोनों डिफाइंड है तो क्या ऑर्डर रह जाता है हमारे पास? 3/4. व्हाट इज द ऑर्डर देन? 3/4. Oh, sorry, I right. So that is what we have. So 4/3, 3/4. So we have to be very much clear that the order has to be 3/4. Correct, because then only according to the multiplication both will be defined. Correct. So what's your correct answer? 3/4. करेक्ट. सो 3/4 ऑर्डर होगा तो हमारा दोनों चीज डिफाइन हो जाएंगी. करेक्ट. 4/3 इंटू 3/4 भी डिफाइन हो जाएगा और 4/3 इंटू 3/4 भी डिफाइन हो जाएगा. सो एवरीथिंग विल बी डिफाइंड. करेक्ट. क्लियर टू ऑल, राइट. So both are defined. So that is it. Now let's move on to the next. Now, these are two assertion region based questions, 19th and 20th. Now, these options are given to you A, B, C, D. You have to mark from these options. Now, assertion reason. The maximum profit that a company makes if profit function is given by, where X is the number of units and P is the profit in rupees is 79. And the reason is the profit is maximum at X is equal to A. If P dash A is 0 and P double dash A is less than 0. So, what it is? पहले हमें प्रॉफिट निकाल के देखना पड़ेगा कि 79 रुपीज आ रहा है या नहीं मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट, राइट. एक्स इज द नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स. सो पी इज द प्रॉफिट इन रुपीज, राइट. सो इट इज 79. सो मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट है या नहीं, लेट्स चेक इट आउट फर्स्ट. मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट के लिए हमें क्या निकालना पड़ेगा? क्रिटिकल पॉइंट निकालना पड़ेगा, पॉइंट ऑफ मैक्सिमा. सो लेट्स फाइंड डीपी बाई डी एक्स फर्स्ट. सो 24 minus 16x, करेक्ट. सो व्हाट्स योर x? X is 3/2, correct. Now let's put this value in the profit value. Okay, so what will you get? Px. Now let's calculate the profit. So 41 plus 36 minus 9 to the 18. So what do you get? We get this, right? So this is not equal to 79. Correct? This is not equal to 79. It means the first assertion is wrong. Now, what about the reason? The profit is maximum at x is equal to a if p dash a is 0 and p double dash a is less than 0. So that is true. So what's your option? The option is D, right? So a is false and r is true. Correct? So that is the correct option. Now let's move on to the next. Now for 20th, again assertion reason, same options are there. Now let's find it out. For non-singular square matrix ABC of the same order of same order, A, B inverse, C inverse is C inverse, B, A inverse. So it's just C. They've reversed the order. C का C inverse पहले आया, B तो B inverse B and A inverse, right? So they've reversed the order. So the reason they have given is for reversal is for a square matrix A and B of the same order, the property of inverse is A B whole inverse is B inverse A inverse. So what will be the correct thing? Our assertion is also correct and our reason is also correct. And is R a correct explanation of A? Yes. So your option is A. That is both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A, right? And I hope you all have understood all the solutions for section A, right? So we will be taking up the next part continued rahega for section B, section C, section D and section E as well, right? So in continued rahega, so please check all your answers and I hope you all will do well in half yearly exam. If you have understood well, put your comments, like, share and subscribe. Thank you everyone.